Hey, what's going on YouTube? Thank you so much for coming back and watching another video of mine. As you might have noticed, I did change the name of the channel to FBA Hustlers instead of my first and last name. I do want to start building a brand and having a close-knit community of people who are willing to help each other out for Amazon FBA related issues. And at the end of the day, we're all here for one reason and one reason only, is to make money on Amazon FBA, and whatever you're gonna do with that money is completely up to you. But for me, it's traveling the world, having that freedom. I always tell my friends I don't need a Lamborghini, but if one day I woke up and I choose to buy a Lamborghini, I want to have that option. A man it's only as good as his options, so having a lot of options is obviously opens a lot of doors to yourself as well as your family and friends. And in order to have options, you have to have money. So anyway, I'm gonna quickly jump into the content of this video. And as some of you guys might have known, I did a viral launch for my new product last week. It finished 3 or 4 days ago, and the launch was a 7-day launch. So for those who don't know what viral launch is, I'm not gonna go too much in depth about that. Check out their website at www.virallaunch.com or viral launch. Just Google viral launch. I forget their website, but yeah. Anyway, they're a launching service for Amazon sellers like myself, and the whole purpose of doing a launch with viral launch is so that you can get your product onto the first page for different keywords. So the product I did, in terms of the launch, it was a 7-day sequence. Every single day I had to give about 50 to 60 units. Some days were different. Some days I had to give away 60, some days I had to give away 50, some days I had to give it 55. So it kind of fluctuated a little bit. And at the end of the launch, I did manage to get my main keyword, my targeted keyword, to be on the very first page. In fact, I was rotating with number 1 to number 3 spot. So you have to tell viral launch what kind of keywords you want to rank for. The person I had at viral launch, his name is Brandon. He was very, very helpful. He answered all my questions very promptly, and he did give me a lot of insights regarding my listing as well. The keyword, one thing I wish I did a little bit more due diligence on was choosing that particular keyword. I mean, honestly, right now, I feel comfortable in terms of even telling you guys the product, because I don't think that I'm going to be pursuing the product anymore, and I don't recommend this product for anybody else either. Is a silicone beauty blender. At first, when we saw the product, it was $14.99 on the first page, and we were sourcing the product for $2 landed cost, so the margins were quite good. But after we launched, which took about 2 to 3 months, there was a few things that was wrong with the factory and stuff. But after 2 to 3 months, the price on the first page dropped significantly from $14.99 to $6.99. And when we launched, we have to stay competitive in terms of the pricing, even though we are offering a 2-pack. Our images branding is much better than everybody else's, but yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Where was I? So in terms of the launch, one thing I wish I would have done better in terms of due diligence is choosing the right keyword. With viral launch, you're more than likely to be able to rank for any keywords you want for your product. Number of giveaways could differ from a competitive keyword versus a less competitive keyword, right? The more competitive the keyword is, the more products you have to give away. And how that number, so the question that some sellers have is, how do I know how many products I have to give away? Well, it's very, very easy to figure out, and I have talked about this in my previous videos, is take a look at Jungle Scout, Camel, different helium, or not helium 10, but these type of Amazon softwares, and you can see approximately how many sales your competitors are doing per day. So for my products, people were doing about 6 to 7 products a day. So for me, in order to outrank them, Amazon cares a lot about your sales velocity, right? How many sales can you make? If you can make more than 60, then you're more than likely to outrank them for that particular keyword. So that's how the number of keyword is determined, or the number of product that is given out is determined. So yeah. Anyway, it did work. I will definitely use their service again. The only thing I wish I did differently was to do a little bit more research on which keyword I want to be ranked for. Although silicone makeup sponge has a lot of search volume, the revenue on that particular keyword isn't the best. I should have ranked for makeup sponge, take out the word silicone. There's a bunch of other type of keywords out there that is yielding a little bit more in revenue per month. So that's one thing I should have done. I'll tell you how I came about choosing that particular keyword. I didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, that's the keyword I want to do, right? I looked it up on Merchant Words, and it had about 250,000 searches per month, which is pretty good. I thought that, logically speaking, a lot of people would type that keyword in, backed by my findings on Merchant Words. But yeah, I really wish I kind of took that back and compared different options and really consulted with some other parties as well. So anyway, that's the only thing I would have done differently, but viral launch did work. If you are in the process of launching a brand new product, or trying to rank for certain keywords, I would definitely recommend using the service. In fact, I'll actually link a coupon code below, so that way you save some money, I earn a little bit of money. It's a win-win situation for everybody involved. You save $50 with this coupon code, under which I'll link down in the video below. But do have some reviews before you use viral launch. I personally got 8. But if you can get more, the better. That just obviously helps with the conversion rate. And make sure that your listing is well polished beforehand. Make sure that all the keywords are being indexed properly and things like that. And if anybody does have any insights on the keyword indexing, please drop me a line, because actually that is one of the problems I'm currently experiencing a little bit. It's just, I feel like every day some keywords get dropped off, some keywords, hop back on, and it's fluctuating like a madman. So I'm pretty confused on what to do at this point for my other products as well. But do check that video out, or do make sure your listing is well optimized. You have amazing photos and infographic photos and things like that. So yeah, that is my review on viral launch. Make sure you have a lot in stock. Make sure that your inventory turnaround time is very quick, because you don't want, the last thing you want to happen is do a launch, you're on the first page, you're selling well, then boom, you're out of inventory. Then you gotta wait for a month to replenish. Well, that defeats the purpose of everything that you just did. So make sure that you are forecasting your inventory correctly. And use Anthony's. So I'm gonna link another link below. Here is Anthony's Balls to the Walls spreadsheet. That spreadsheet helped me out a lot about how to about the math, I guess, the accounting, the finance, the forecasting before going ahead with the launch. The numbers have to make sense. So anyway, so that's the end of this video. I will be coming out with a few videos. Sorry, last week has been really hectic with the launch and launching. I just got a couple more products, if you can see there. So those are some more products. Actually, we sent a bunch into Amazon already today, and there's about still 5 boxes, a couple thousand units left. But so yeah, we just been really busy, been hustling, been grinding. And one thing I also want to share with you guys is a little bit off topic, but not really. But I did watch a very interesting video last night, and I'll link that video down below as well. It's by the founder of Airbnb. So he was giving a fires. He was giving a talk, and he was basically telling his story about how Airbnb came about. He moved from New York to San Francisco with his friends, and his parents were social workers, and they were like, "Hey, Brian, we didn't really make too much money. We love our jobs, but make sure you find a job that pays well." And Brian managed to become an artist and his parents were joking with him, saying, out of all the jobs that you could have picked, you actually picked a job that pays even less than the social workers because you're an artist. It's tough to sell your art, or your painting, whatever. And so Brian decided to drive from New York to San Francisco to meet his friend with $1,000 in his pocket. And when he got there, the rent was $1,200. So he didn't have enough money to pay for rent, never mind food and stuff like that. But basically there was a conference in town, and he was staying at his room, whatever, and him and his friend thought of an idea where, why don't we just rent air mattresses out to people that are in town for this conference and see what happens. And the first week he got 3 bookings over the weekend. And then, so the original story how Airbnb came about was air mattress and breakfast, so Airbnb. So they thought, wow, this is really cool, and they started selling this idea of, hey, renting out my air mattress and stuff like that, and we'll cook you breakfast. And that didn't go too well at the beginning. They started actually making a lot more money by selling cereal, like Obama and whatever the other guy is, McCain. And they raised like $25,000 by selling cereal boxes. And they're like, we don't want to become a cereal box company, and we need to go back to this idea of how do we share this experience of opening doors to strangers and renting out the air mattress, etc., etc. So long story short, he gave 2 pieces of advice. Number 1 is kind of building your company with sweat equity. So people, they're not paying an engineer, you're not paying a salesperson, they're your partners. Everybody split the company equally. So that's number 1. Number 2 is never give up. It's you don't know where your potential could be if you just had given up today. I saw a very interesting chart the other day of a blogger. He blogged for 4 years straight with very, very minimal views on his blog, but he just kept on going. 4 years, that's a long time. And the graph just showed the viewership just straight line. There was no, ups and downs. It was just stagnant for 4 years, but he didn't give up. He kept on pumping out content. And then you just see the chart slowly going up like that. And it just became a hockey stick curve. And now his blog is very well known. He sells his courses for thousands of dollars. He's very well respected and came out with his books. And so don't give up, because you could be so close to your end goal. And if you had given up, you would have never known what could actually happen. And that's the difference between separating winners versus losers. It's not who's smarter, who's got more money. It's not about those things. It's about who has more drive, who can work harder, who's got the vision, it's not the tangible things, it's the stuff that's within you. If you want to make something happen, if you believe it, if you can dream it, if you can see it, if you can envision it, after time it will happen. It's just patience. Like, you gotta work, you gotta be patient, you gotta put in the work as well. You can't cheat the grind. So that's why I wanted to call this group FBA Hustlers. I want to surround my people who can hustle, who are willing to work, and that's what I truly believe in. So yeah, a little bit of a rant there, but viral launch, great. Check the link below for the coupon code. But what else is there to say? I think that is about it. Again, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. Follow my social. I'm getting some logos and stuff like that designed for FBA Hustlers. So join the Facebook group, like the page, like the Instagram, although there's absolutely no content on there right now. But rest assured, there will be more content FBA related coming up very, very soon. And if you guys do have any questions, again, drop me a line. I'm gonna answer them personally, just because I have no subscribers right now, and every single question I get to see, so I'm just gonna reply to my fans. So yeah, that is about it. Thank you so much for watching, and keep hustling.